So now we have, after 1592, we have the 1593, and this is the new garden. And this is be the risen man.
Wow, that is amazing, because that's the two noons that have become one.
These are the two noons that have become one, and this is all rooted.
The two spiritual
and
paths.
Where is this rooted from? This is the feminine of 1588 from Gan. This goes all the way back now to Gan.
So this is the bringing of the divine feminine.
Yes. So now we have this brought forward, and this is now the revelation of that.
So for people to understand and comprehend that, this is huge.
Yes.
Because we just entered into the age of light and love and the age of Aquarius, which is the divine feminine rising to meet the divine masculine.
And I mean no disrespect when I say new risen man. I speak, just so people know me again, I speak in frequency. Man is simply Ish and Isha. That man and woman, Ish and Isha. It's Aleph Yod Shin and Aleph Yod Shin Hey.
Right. Well, every single one of us are balanced. So you are a man that has a lot of feminine energy. Right. I'm a female that has a lot of masculine energy, because we have to be balanced in duality.
So we call it center, and that's why the center in the menorah, we've already brought that up in section 1, the menorah is the light stand that is it stood with the noon and the vav, because you're filled up in the measure, and now you're risen as the noon. And we're going through the steps of that to show that what's going on. This is how you become a center stand as the menorah, right? Balanced. So now this is the man that's risen, and we can there's 12 occurrences of this. 10 have a tav on the suffix, 2 are without, 10 and 2.
And so the two occurrences are Isaiah 1:30 and Isaiah 61:11 are the two that just have the hay.
Perfect. So we know that this new garden is already marked with the revelation of the mark, because the tav would be the tav vav, correct?
Yes.
So these new ones that are now revealed as the revelation are marked, and it says they will be a sign, a beacon, and an ensign, because that's what tav vav speaks in the Paleo Hebrew, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So and we can also look at the 10 and the 2 as the separation of the tribes.
Right, the 10 tribes of Israel and the 2 tribes of Judah.
Right.
Coming back together as one.
Right.
Well, and isn't that interesting that the 10 tribes will have the mark completed?
Right.
And that it will be brought to Judah, the revelation of it.
Teaching them.
There'll
be a sign and a wonder to them. Absolutely. So now we can go to 1594. And we have the Gimel Nun Hey again.
And by the way, when I say that, there is no pride and arrogance in that.
No,
I need to say that in case that we are listening to our brothers, or our brothers are listening to us, that they would think that's a prideful statement. Because the only way that you can receive this is through humility.
You can't go anywhere. It's a blockage in your veins, in the blood flow, if you're working in pride and arrogance in this.
Right.
And again, we need to define, there's a righteous pride that has balance of ego that is able to navigate, because you're seeing it for what it is and you know what it is not, and that allows you to be established in it, so it allows you to function in full capacity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so now we have this 1594 that's rooted from 1593, so we're going all the way back, so it's going that goes back to the theft, or sorry, to the garden, to the new man.
Yeah.
And so it's connected. And there's 4 occurrences of this, and all occurrences have a tav on the suffix.
Yep, I just scrolled down through all of that, and
Cool.
it's interesting that the one in Esther, the first occurrence of it,
Mm-hmm.
there's L.
Yeah.
L in front of it.
Now, this is really big. We're not going to stay here very long, but this is all about returning. And the first occurrence in Esther 1:5 is in the court of the garden of the kings. Because what you're doing, these are those that are becoming this. Because we're going back from the new man is going back to the garden. And I'm going to show you who the gardener is.
And in that verse, that's new wine right there too. Yod, yod, noon.
It has to be new wine.
It has to be new.
It's all tethered to garments.
Yeah.
It's all tethered to adorning, bedecking, and becoming the completion. And this would be the risen priest. This new garden of this Tav is the priest, and it would be El, a tree, a pilaster, and
right.
and
a ram.
And a ram.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
All symbols for the priests.
Right. And so.
Which that then goes back to Aleph.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Exactly. The
Aleph.
So then we're going to go in, and we've already done this. We're only going to skim it. So now we're working through what the Spirit has shown me to share, and now it's all in progression. Now we're going to 1595. We're coming from 1594,
right?
And it's telling a story hidden in plain sight. And now this is becoming the temple treasure again.
Right, and we did go over that yesterday.
Because in between the garden, and we're going to end up in the garden, all these numbers are encapsulated from garden to garden, are encapsulated in a story. And so we did this on the C section, and it's amazing what the treasure chest is. And
and it's got garden right in there.
It's got garden right in it,
absolutely.
Right? And this is now Zayin,
yep.
Which we know that it's the journey of plow and sword, or
yep.
of sowing and reaping,
yep.
of harvesting, and all about cultivation and nurturing the land, right?
Yep.
And we've already got, so I don't need to be repetitive in this, but watch the next teaching on this one. And then we're going into the next one, 1596. And it's from 1595, so it's rooting to that one.
Right. Right.
And it's pretty much the same spelling. There's 3 occurrences of it.
Right.
Okay. And then we can go into 1597. Just keep on flowing. And its root is from 1595. So all it is a deeper expression of saying, I come from this. This is my...
I'm emptying my cup out so I can grasp a hold of the language.
Right.
Of light and love.
And there's 1 occurrence of this.
Yep.
And this is of the temple, its building, its storehouses, its upper rooms. And we've already done this, and it will be in the C section. And that's in 1 Chronicles 28:11. And it connects to, well, we don't even need to go, but it goes into lots. It goes into lots of storehouses, because this ties into
Well, this is storing your treasures in heaven.
Right.
I mean, this is literally explaining that.
Well, show them this one really quick, because that just says temple storehouses.
Yeah.
So go to two expressions for me. 686.
The word 686,
Mm-hmm.
Strong's number, okay? Okay, Atzar. Yep.
So we have Ayin now in this, and
or
Resh.
an Aleph.
Aleph, Zadi, Resh.
Yeah.
So desire, the head. 1, the desire to become the first fruit, lay up, store up.
Yep.
And then go to 214, and this is about the treasury.
Okay. Otsar.
Otsar, treasure, store, a treasury, and a storehouse.
And that one shows the heart's been pierced and filled up.
The heart's been pierced, and then just jump 1 forward to 215, because it's right in its spelling. You're at 214, go to 215.
Yep. To become light.
To become light. Okay, that's all I wanted to show people. Like in this is the storehouse, is
right.
To become light.
So we're compressing light within, which is our treasure.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so let's go back now, because we've already explained this.
So we got the treasury, we're at Ganzak.
So you're 1597.
You've grasped a hold of the language. You've emptied your cup in order to be able to be filled with the language.
Right. And now we're going to go into to be covered again as the glitch never happened, because this is where we're going now. We're going back to the garden, and then we're going to see what this is. And so go to 1598.
To cover, surround, and defend.
Right. To cover. Now, Now, this speaks very personal to me because, and I'll share a little snippet here of a story that I'll extrapolate out another time, but it's to do with Winnie the Pooh and how the Spirit told me that he sits under the name Sanders. If anyone's a Winnie the Pooh fan, the Spirit took me on a journey, and no one, even in the writings, can understand why the author, which his name is very coded, why he would have wrote and put Winnie the Pooh under the name Sanders. And the Sanders means the son of Alexander, and it means the son of the defender. And so
the
Pooh,
defender of the people.
and in Hebrew, there's a word, it's called puach,
Puach, yeah.
and it's directly connected to breath of ruach.
Exactly.
And so these are the bears.
Well, and it's puach.
Pei is
the
your
mouth
breath,
that speaks the revelation from the languages of light and love.
And so the Spirit took me on this, and so so now I'm connecting, going like,
Wehene puach.
So this is what surrounds you. You sit under the name
the brotherhood of the mouth.
Your mantle is son. You're a defender
of the people.
And this is the judge, the adjudication. You are now an advocate for the people.
Exactly.
Right? Because you have governed the state correctly, you are now a governor of the estate.
Because you have you have your headstone.
Very good.
Pyramid of light.
Yes, absolutely. So in this we have
that just like totally gave me shivers.
Yeah, well,
the pyramids of light in the earth that are the defenders of the people.
That's what's coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the point of this.
Absolutely.
This is what's coming. So 1588, we have the first and the second occurrence.
Oh gosh, I got tingles all up and down my legs right now.
That he will come. What will he defend? He will defend love.
Absolutely.
If you are loved, then you will be defended. You have nothing to worry. I give you hope. I speak the frequency that we're extracting off these pages, and I release it over the internet right now in the frequency of love, hope, and restoration, and the fullness of the double measure of shalom into the earth, that these would be those that are awakened in the full essence of that which needs to be revealed, and we reveal it in the heart and the essence of truth and love. Absolutely.
And I just have to point out before you go, the first one is Aleph Lamed, the second one is Ein Lamed.
Yes.
And then the city, the word right here, means to stir up and to rouse awake.
Yes.
To stir up and rouse awake. So the strong leader teaching shepherds are going to come with a revelation to wake you up. So that you can ascend.
So you're already there. So I'll tell you this. Like, you're into 2 Kings 26?
Yeah, I'm just showing what's on the screen.
The first word there, you can see Ha'ashra.
Oh, I'll pull up the verse.
We'll go to the verse and then go into 6253.
Let me go down and see if I can find it.
This is what's going to be defended, and these are the defenders.
Because it's Ashur.
Right.
Yeah, which is the start of Asherah.
Right, and that's my point. And it'll lead you to 6253.
Yep, exactly. So at this point, what it's saying is that Ashur, their heart has been pierced, which means their heart chakra has been activated.
Right.
It's been open wide.
So these ones are Ayin, Shin, Tav, Resh, Tav. These are the defenders of love, and this will be defended. Love will be defended in the earth. If you're of love, then you will be defended. You have nothing to worry about.
And we've already talked about this one. Yep.
So this is what's being defended.
So this is, they have the eye. They have the burning eye. This is where we were talking about the burning eye.
Yeah. It's not Assyria. When you extract it out, it's only a frequency that's coded. That really it's the Asherit or Ashurah. That it is the place of strong love. Maybe in the day of the old story.
Well, again, it was all written as a code for the people that at the end would have the eyes to see it, because they were there in the beginning.
I can tell you that this will be the burning, the Ayin Shin Tav Resh Tav. That is the temple, the top stone, the 7222, that has mother's love and father's love on both sides. It's the all-knowing of the Ayin. The Ga'a is found because they found it in the Gan. They found the DNA code from the Gan in the garden. They found it, and they now ingested it, and they become the measure of intention.
Yeah,
They've now established it again. And the promise, as we've already established, if you find the thief, the law of love and light is that you are given the double measure of mother and father.
Absolutely.
You can now be woven together.
The double portion of the firstborn inheritance.
And the double portion.
And the firstborn is the first fruits, the 144,000.
Mother is the first portion. Father is the second portion. The double portion is to be woven together as one. Go check the last lesson because we just showed you what one is.
Yep.
Okay. So now we can move from that. Because we've got to get through this one. So let's go back to 1598 where we just left off.
Yep, I got it. To cover and surround and defend.
So now we're going from 1598. These are the ones of love that are going to hedge about and surround. Well, who are they? So let's go to 1599. Of course it should be 1599. They are the priests. They are the priests now, and they are the Gimel, Nun, Tav, Vav, Nun.
So they're their garden that has been marked. They have the mark while they are in their flesh.
Right.
In the lower dimension.
Now.
Look at that. The very first occurrence. There's Baruch. There's blessings.
Hold on. We're going to go into, there's 3 occurrences of these, and we're going to go into these real quick. But before you go into them, I want you, can you make sure you highlight that it says gardener. The priest is the gardener.
Yep, I see that.
And we know
I see that.
We know that it's rooted what we just declared, because this is rooted in 1598, and so we know that it goes back to the covering and the surrounding of love. That these are the defenders of the people.
Right.
They are going to be called the priests.
Right.
And then they're the priests back in the garden.
They are the gardeners in the garden.
Right. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So we need to make sure we connect this for people.
Yep.
And that they are now filled up. Now we have the Tav in their heart. They are marked. That is the mark is now in your heart.
Yep, and you are filled up with unconditional love.
You are now completely filled up through the process of humility, by ingathering the pieces of mother and father, by sojourning in love. You've connected mother, the beginning, with the end, father, through the journey of the Ruach, becoming the Vav Tav, flipping your nature from a 6 to a 9, and becoming the completed, the whole, and the fullness of Shalom.
So this is why they said the hirelings won't protect the sheep. Because the hirelings don't have the invested interest in the sheep. They've just been hired to watch them.
Right.
So when the wolf comes, the hireling leaves. But these, the priests that have been marked with unconditional love, they love the sheep. They are the true shepherds because they are in unconditional love and they will defend the sheep. That's why they're the defenders of the people.
Right.
Holy moly, that's huge. That is connecting a verse that I was looking at like years ago.
So, go into the first occurrence and just linger there for a second because I need to establish what the gardener is without getting ahead of ourselves.
Well, this is how they're going to find out who the true shepherds are versus the hirelings.
Exactly. So.
That's big.
So what's happening here?
Daniel.
So now, because...
Oh my gosh.
So hold on. So what we've established, because now the gardener's back in the garden. So
I'm sorry, I'm being a racehorse. I'm sorry.
I know. My wife is running in the stall, and I'm trying to hold all the framework together, but she wants to kick down the gate.
It's so amazing.
So, Shalom. But what
I'm good.
I have to connect it back because what is happening, this is where we get misappropriation of the measure that's being presented to us in the lesser reality. The judges of this world are seated in the seat of honor. That's why we call them, yes, your honor. And they are cloaked in black.
Right.
And that's the garment of the black. And they've walked away of purity. In it, if they were in the essence of purity, righteous judges,
right,
their established black garments would have come through the way of clarity and pureness of white.
Right.
Therefore, they are cloaked. Back in Genesis 1:2, and the Spirit hovered over the black.
Right.
It was completely concealed as the black.
Right.
So these are the concealed ones that are now revealed as the revelation, and they will be. Now, I don't know if they're going to be adorned in black, but they will be in the resonance of white purity and blackness's cloak.
Well, and it could be that the blackness is there in that place of hiddenness right now until they're revealed.
It is, and it's also an and the Spirit's already showing me this. It's like, get ready, this is what's coming. These are the judges back in the earth because the gardener has come back into the garden and they've woven correctly and so this is garments, this is Merkabah, This is sackcloth and ashes. These are the judges of old that are coming to defend the people in
And
the
to assist
frequency
them.
and the essence of love, light, and truth.
Absolutely.
These will be what we have deemed to call the 144. They are those as they are simply is. They are the component of the 222 built through the Bet Tav, the 222, therefore rendering clear to find one measure of the 44.
Absolutely.
So let's look at this one occurrence in Nehemiah 10:6. The first word Daniel. This is the so start saying that the gardener is Daniel, the judge. And then we have the word for the gardener.
Well, and it's Daniel. It's the two visions that have become one. The strong leader teaching shepherds of the way of one.
Right.
That are as one with God.
Right. In summation, with these three words, the gardener is the judge, the priest, the blessed. And we just showed you what the blessed was as the Asherim.
Yeah,
the Asherot.
Right, the Queen of Heaven.
The Queen of Heaven?
Yes.
So these are those that the Queen has married the King, and now they are one, and they're called the judge again.
They are the judges and the gardeners.
That's the gardeners. Okay? So we don't need to go... Well,
oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding. Do you see what is in there? It's Natan.
That's the gift. Yes, and we're going to go there in Joseph, my wife. Yes, so this is the double
that
gift.
That have been filled up with love on the inside.
Yes, this is the gift.
Oh my gosh.
The gift is shalom. The gift is peace beyond understanding.
Right, Leor Shalom, because they're coming to bring light and love.
It's the dove, and we're gonna finish with that. We're gonna finish with a double measure of shalom. So yes, your gift, and it's in what we're gonna go into in the 222s of catch the thief in the double portion. It tells you that matan. The gift is shalom, shalom.
Oh my gosh, and this is tying it right to the Hebrew wedding, the esoteric side of the ancient Hebrew wedding.
So go into Nehemiah 12:4, the second occurrence. And now we can say again, because these are very purpose verses. Three words again, right? The gardener is timely. When you go into timely, it roots down to a witness and a testimony. Nehemiah 12:4.
So Edo.
Edo.
Okay.
Go into Edo. You can see that it says timely in parentheses.
Oh my goodness.
And then when you go to the root of it.
Right.
Go to the root.
Ada. To adorn. To bedeck. To advance. Right?
Perpetuity. To advance on.
Yes.
And we've already discussed that the noon is the Father and the Son of perpetuity and the run teaching.
Right.
And so you should be going in the verses, it talks about that this is a witness and a testimony.
Is that 5?
5-7, well, yeah, you should go into 5710, and that even in its occurrence, it should say adorn as a lion.
Right. There's the lion right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Got it.
And then you go down to the same as IDDAH. Well, this is important. People need to see that it's connected because everyone's looking for the two witnesses.
So which one am I looking under? So from Adah, compare Yido and Yideh. Which one am I looking at? The one that just says an Israelite?
Yep.
Appointed?
The appointed? Yep. And it should be a testimony and a witness. I don't know. I can't see your screen, but...
right there. A witness and a testimony. Ein Dalet.
There you go. So it's the odd. Yep.
Witness. Testimony. The two witnesses.
Okay.
Who are a testimony to the transformative power.
And so
just to go back and show people that so they can see that right here, that is the Ein Dalet.
There's the Ein Dalet.
And look at that. They've connected to oneness.
Right.
So the witness and testimony are going to be walking in the Christ consciousness and having become one.
Right.
The thousandfold anointing.
Right. And we're going to do one verse at this to show what this is, to fill this up, what this adorning is. So.
And Abiyah.
Yeah.
Father. Father, that is mother. That's really what that's saying.
Yeah.
The father that is a mother.
Well, you have to be one, so that's what
Well,
it is.
exactly. So that is the twins that have come together.
Right.
It is the fullness of the marriage, the two becoming one.
So in the first verse is saying the gardener is the judge, the priest, the blessed.
Right.
In the second verse, the gardener is the timely, the witness and the testimony, the priest. The Yah is my father. The mother is my father. The father is my mother.
The two have that become one.
The two that have become one. And let's go to the last one in Nehemiah 12:16 of this, and who the gardener is. Because remember the curse.
I'm like trembling on
remember
the inside
the curse
right
is
now.
the curse is forgetting. So you should be in Nehemiah 12:16.
Yeah.
The curse is forgetting. So the gardener is. Go to the first one. Zechariah.
Oh my gosh! Holy moly!
These are the remembered.
The remembered.
The remembered.
The ones that have remembered.
This is the double measure. So now they're the remembered.
And so it is already showing that word now has a lamed in front of it.
Yeah.
It's the same word.
Yeah.
That has, and the way it was written, it means they come with power.
Yeah. So now these are.
Jeez,
this is the gardener still. And what's
that
the last
remembered.
word? These are the priests of what?
Oh my gosh, of Shalom,
Yeah.
Meshalam. And so it is, oh my gosh, the teachings of mother and father completed.
Yeah. Completed.
They've gone through the purifying fire. They are of the light, and they've completed their journey.
Right.
And they are the priests. They are the gardeners that are the light gardeners. They're the teaching shepherds that come.
Yes.
That have remembered.